Culture wars aren't fought with weapons, but with words, ideas, and symbols, battles over who we are and what we value. In the US, Trump's MAGA movement has turned these conflicts into a defining force, splitting the nation along urban, rural, generational, and educational lines. But these tremors don't stop at America's shores, they're shaking Europe too. European allies of Trump have imported MAGA's tactics, using emotional appeals and divisive rhetoric to mobilize their own bases. According to a new report from the European Council on Foreign Relations, these imported culture wars are undermining the idea of a shared European identity, threatening the unity of the EU. The result? Europe finds itself sidelined in global affairs, its cohesion weakened by ideological battles that have real-world consequences. The continent now faces a challenge: defend its autonomy, or let its future be shaped by culture wars born elsewhere. In Europe, the culture war rages over migration, climate, and the very definition of Western values. Populist leaders frame migration as an existential threat, turning complex realities into a simple us versus them narrative. Climate policy, too, is recast as an elitist attack on national economies, echoing American culture war tactics. The debate over values is fierce. Traditionalists invoke Christian heritage and national sovereignty, while progressives push for inclusion and equality. Even free speech is weaponized. Some defend hate speech as dissent, blurring the line between open debate and harmful rhetoric. These battles aren't just about policy, they're about what kind of society Europe wants to be. The culture war is reshaping Europe's identity, one controversy at a time. These culture wars are straining the very idea of European belonging. The EU, built on shared values and cooperation, now faces movements that champion narrow nationalism and distrust Brussels. Populists paint the EU as a distant bureaucracy, eroding unique cultures for a bland, homogenized Europe. This narrative fractures the sense of community, making it harder to find common ground on everything from migration to the rule of law. Internal divisions empower leaders willing to defy EU norms, weakening the Union's credibility and global influence. As Europe turns inward, it becomes more vulnerable to outside manipulation and less able to act independently. The struggle over identity isn't just internal, it's a test of Europe's future on the world stage. Yet paradoxically, these divisions have sparked a renewed sense of European belonging for many. The report finds that, faced with chaos and confrontation, more citizens see the EU as a source of stability and shared values. Trump's America First approach has made Europeans appreciate the power of collective action and the protection the Union offers. The culture war has clarified what's at stake: democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. This renewed support gives European leaders a mandate to defend and strengthen the Union. But it's not enough to manage crises. Leaders must inspire a positive vision for Europe's future. The culture war has made the EU's ideals more urgent and more real than ever. The report likens Europe's predicament to the Truman Show, trapped in a world shaped by someone else's script. Too often, Europe reacts to crises orchestrated or amplified by American politics, especially Trump's. This reactive stance keeps the EU on the defensive, unable to set its own agenda or realize its potential. Breaking free means defining a positive, forward-looking vision rooted in Europe's own values: democracy, human rights, and solidarity. Europe must invest in its cultural identity, support education, and foster a genuine European conversation. The time has come for Europe to stop playing a role in someone else's drama and become the author of its own story. By embracing its diversity and shared heritage, Europe can build a resilient sense of belonging. The future depends on Europe stepping through the studio door and shaping its own destiny.